why I'd never launch a course without these 3 very important things. I have been a part of a ton of digital products across many different industries for myself and my students and my clients. And personally, I have generated over $25 million in sales from one course alone. So if there's one thing I've learned, it's what is essential in making a truly successful course, one that thrives for many years. So these are the 3 things I think are essential, because without these, you're gonna waste a lot of time, probably a lot of money, and you're gonna end up with a lot of heartache. And honestly, this is something I wish somebody told me when I was first starting out. So the first one is community, before, during, and after the launch. Courses used to be one directional. You would teach and you would disappear. That's how they were truly passive products, but it's not how they were the most impactful. And in today's world, there's been a big swing back to people really preferring some sort of live element. And the great thing about communities is it actually can take a lot of the heavy lifting off of you, the course creator. People crave connection and accountability, so it also becomes the feel-good part of your program. Now, the community you'll have for your students when they've actually purchased your course will be different from a community that you can set up and use during an actual launch. So during a launch, for example, that community can be a pop-up community, meaning something that's only open during the period of time where you are actively marketing your program. It's really nice because it can give you an opportunity to go live, to interact with people, to answer questions publicly, to have other people get really excited about it, and basically sell your program for you. Because as we're kind of wrapping up the launch, I often ask them to shout out if they're joining us, or I highlight them and I celebrate that they've joined. And this creates a cascade of people being excited to join your program. It creates a sense of togetherness right out the gate. When it's over, I simply remove people from it. It's usually a Facebook group that I'll repurpose over and over again for each launch. Now, the community within your program is super powerful because this is where you're going to get a lot of feedback and insights in how you can make your program better. Now, remember, your program is a living, breathing thing that's online and can be updated. And so if you're being asked the same question over and over again, that means that you probably want to create a lesson around that particular topic and add it to your program. This will also elevate any conversations you're having in live Q&As or any live coaching sessions. It will also improve engagement in your course. I cannot emphasize enough how powerful my communities are. My students are meeting up all over the world. They've moved in with each other. They've been in each other's weddings. They've started businesses together, and they've hosted retreats together. I mean, truly the stories that come out of my communities are absolutely incredible. So this improves accountability and motivation within your students. Again, it's going to help people actually show up and do the work. Not to mention, it creates a sense of belonging and referrals and super fans that live long afterwards. This is going to help you build momentum within your marketing because, again, now some of your students are doing the heavy lifting. So remember, this could start out as a free Facebook group, or you could invest in a program like School or Circle or Kajabi to have an actual community hosted in a platform. And I have to emphasize one last time that the reason communities are so powerful is because you're going to learn just as much from your students as they are from you. So don't skip this one. I know a lot of people hesitate to add communities because they're worried about the workload it will bring, but I have found that it's been a profound connector and motivator for my students, and one of the least time expensive components as well. The second thing that I think is essential are beta testers. Listen, you need real live people to go through your program before you fully launch it to the world. Now, you could do a soft launch and bring on a few beta testers via a soft launch. But what I mean by beta testers are the first people who are going to go through your program. And maybe that's something you do with a few people. Maybe that's something you do with a small group. It doesn't really matter. But what matters is that you get it in people's hands and you make sure that they're actually motivated to do the work. So you are either going to charge for your beta test or you're going to have an application. But you want to make sure that it's not your friends, it's not somebody you've asked to be a beta tester, but somebody who has actively asked to be a part of it because they really want the transformation you're working on. Your course idea isn't validated and it's not going to be successful in your launching if you don't have some real results and some real social proof. This will also help make sure that you're shaping your content around what people actually need. When you are creating content, you are only one person. So it's unlikely that you're going to be able to hit all the different points that people need in order to actually understand all the concepts thoroughly and apply it to their own lives. It will help you identify gaps, confusing lessons or concepts, and any missing pieces before you really go public with it. Not to mention, you'll walk away with social proof and testimonials for all of your marketing materials for a real launch, which is essential. So the way to go about implementing this is usually you can just post on social media or reach out to a group that is related to the particular problem that you're solving, like a Facebook group, for example, and just simply say that you're going to be creating a program and that you're taking on some beta testers and give the details. Are you going to show up for a few calls? You don't have to have a whole course created. In fact, I would encourage you to kind of create alongside your beta test so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel when you realize there's a missing gap in your information. And remember, keep it small. You want to be able to engage with all these people so that you can learn from them. And then also make sure you're collecting feedback all along the way, sometimes through surveys, sometimes through simply asking them. Weekly check-ins are a good idea. And the other great thing about beta testers is that usually these people are really excited to be a part of helping you create something. So they're your first cheerleaders. They're the first people who are going to go out and say, oh my gosh, I was a part of creating that. It was amazing. And having beta testers is so important for the course creator because this is the place where you are actually going to start getting the fire lit under your butt as you are really imparting transformations on people's lives. It is so exciting. It will fuel your momentum unlike anything else. Okay, now the third thing that you should not launch your course without, and this is in today's world, and that is an effective AI tool specifically for course creators. AI is a game changer for ideation, structuring, outlining, so many different elements. But the problem with most AI tools is it's going to give you a lot of really generic help, which is why I created an AI tool specifically for course creators, because it's going to actually get to know you, your ICA, your personal goals, your time, your financial goals, and help you create a program that fits your life and also pulls from everything it knows about you when you're creating marketing materials and funnels and everything that you need as a course creator, which is a lot. So this AI tool is going to help you cut down the time it takes to do literally everything dramatically. I recently had a student tell me that this would have saved her over 1.5 years of time. In fact, I actually think it was a little heartbreaking when she saw it because, she started creating her program before this existed, just like I did. There was no AI tools when I was creating my program, and it takes a long time without it. So highly, highly, highly recommend it, and it will help you break through creative blocks. There is so much built into this that is going to help you tease out what you know, what you are good at, so that you can infuse it and really bring that humanity to your program and your marketing materials. Also, it allows you to focus on the human magical element that you bring. This is connecting with your students, actually teaching them, showing up live in your community, your style, your unique voice, your authenticity. So many course creators get stuck because they do all of this work in isolation, which is why I'm such a big believer in having a community who supports you, who you can celebrate wins with, who you can talk about the hard stuff with, which is why I created my program, Coursea Collective. Not only does it include a groundbreaking AI tool that is going to get to know you and save you so much time in this process, but there's also an incredible community of people who want to see you win, who want to share their insights with what they're working on, who are going to be there on the tough days and on the good days. Also, you get weekly calls with me. This is now the only place where you can get coaching with me, which is why we will be closing it once we reach a critical mass. You can think of this like a digital mastermind where you have everything you need to scale to 6, 7, or even 8 figures like me. If the link below is still working, there's still a few more spots. Go ahead and click on that to learn more. And as always, hit that thumbs up button if you like this. Please let me know in the comments your thoughts, your questions. That's where I get a lot of ideas for my videos. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, guys.